When it comes time to write the classes, the old acronym Keep It Simple Stupid is absolutely an important thing. Remember I talked about be specific, don't try to cover the world. If you are doing classes, because FireCon breaks up into classes, workshops, they also have subject matter sessions, which are essentially classes but aimed at a different sort of subject. They have roundtables, but mostly you will be submitting classes, and your classes will be probably 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, and as a practical matter, that means you've got 50 or 100 minutes for your class. So don't try to be everything. You've only got 50 minutes. Fundamental design rule is comprehensive isn't comprehensible. When you try to comprehend everything, there's too much. You've got 50 minutes, so you need to try to focus in on the small, specific topic. If you're looking at 50 minutes, my recommendation is, assuming you're going slides, and you don't have to go slides. I know some people who teach entirely from a sketchpad or from a drawing program. But assuming you're doing slides, 50 minutes, you should have absolutely no more than 25 slides. And I say that, and I often break that. But that should be your principle that you're aiming for. 50 minutes is 25 slides, which are 25 major points. And that includes your title slide, and if you have it in there, a biography slide and an agenda slide. Try to be looking at a small number of things, because 2 minutes per slide gives you a chance to talk about each slide and have a discussion with your students. And then only try to put about 5 bullet points or less on each slide. Sometimes you get a little more crammed, this one here. But look at this. At the top level, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one of the bullet points is broken into 3 smaller ones, so it's groupings, and the other is broken into 3 with 2 others underneath. But the major outer level is 4 points. So 5 or fewer bullet points per slide, and sometimes grouping. And prefer a talk over text. Don't write out an entire paragraph of text you're going to read aloud, because reading aloud that text from the slide is going to make everybody fall asleep, because we are writers, many of us, some of us artists. Regardless, we can read it from the slide in our heads faster than you can read it out loud, and we will be zoning out before you reach the end of the slide. So think about skimpy bullets. Just minor points that you're going to talk on. Prefer talk over text. I could say that great big long paragraph I just did, but prefer talk over text. Prefer skimpy points that launch a discussion. If you have things you really want them to take away from it, you can attach notes that they get after the class. That, especially if you're using slides with any decent slideshow tool, Canva, PowerPoint, or whatever, you can create speaker notes to go with each slide. And when you create the file that they're going to take away after, the speaker notes will appear. So when you see this deck will have all of the speaker notes that I intended in the background. So I can get the best of both worlds. I have the tiny, simple little bullet points to spark a conversation, and I have, in the background, I have the longer detailed notes. In fact, some people prefer to have almost no text, just have sort of pictures on a topic, and the picture sparks the conversation. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I go more traditional bullet points. But either way, keep it to small, simple bullet points to start a discussion. If you're doing exercises for a workshop, keep them time boxed. Keep them short. It's great if you give them exercises to go do after class, but during the class, you need to keep track of how much time it takes to do the work and how much time it takes to discuss the work after. Because if you don't discuss it, you might as well have not had them do the exercise at all. You might as well have just handed that out as an exercise for the student for later on. The problem with long exercises is you get dead air. And dead air in an online class is absolutely destructive. In an in-person class, dead air is kind of bad. But I can wander around the class and look over students' shoulders and make comments on what I see they're doing. So we keep a little bit of energy going in the room all the time. In an online, if everybody is just typing away and it's all silent and somebody running late wanders into the room, it seems like a mausoleum. So short exercises with little bits of dead air are better than longer ones. And there is absolutely an art to making short exercises. And sometimes I pull it off, and sometimes I realize halfway through an exercise, this is taking too long. Let's do that one after class. So when you're thinking about topics again, go back to topics I can cover this way. A topic I can cover in 25 points or less with simple bullet points, and if it has exercises, are the exercises that are going to work well in the online format.